Hello everybody and welcome back to The Lost Planeswalker. You're here with me, Jesse, The Lost Planeswalker, and today is the third episode, Don't Look Back, of Duskmourn House of Horrors story summary. Let's dive right in and see what happens in Chapter 3. So, Episode 3, Don't Look Back. The story picks up back in a room off the frozen meat locker, where Winter, the survivor, rescued the Wanderer and Nico, stands pacing back and forth trying to decide their next move. Nico observed him and notices that he's carefully avoiding touching any moth imagery within the space. While slowly moving around this room, Winter informs Nico and the Wanderer not to step on any of the moths, as this will trigger some response that is unwanted. With this revelation, Winter realizes that they must be rather new to Duskmourn, and then the Wanderer tells him that they've come to rescue one of their friends, Nashi, and they've been split up from the rest of their group. Winter, blatantly ignoring the comments from the Wanderer and Nico that they can protect themselves, quickly and carefully rushes Winter and places a sword to his neck. She makes a point saying that this is not a threat, but they're more capable than you think. Winter assures them that wherever they came from could not have prepared them for what Duskmourn has to offer. Nico asks about the other creatures that came to attack them, and Winter tells him that it's a Razorkin. These are fallen survivors that the house has rebuilt to hunt you down. As Winter is describing ways the house is trying to kill you, he points up to a Glimmer, which might be one of the only true friends in the house. The Wanderer gasps as a familiar-looking dragon spirit was overhead. Winter explains that Glimmers are the hopes and dreams of survivors, and it wasn't a guarantee, but this Glimmer might be able to help lead them to Nashi. And with that hope in mind, they started to follow it as the Emperor asked them to lead them to Nashi. When we return to Kaido falling down through the floor of an unknown depth, he without warning lands on a pile of hardened roots and rocks. Quickly scanning the area, he sees that the area is in decay and the trees look as they're about ready to fall at any moment. As a shadow moves overhead in the pitch black skies, Kaido can only guess what might be lurking over him. He quickly then realizes as a column of fire comes out that it's a dragon chasing him. Kaido does his best to avoid this dragon in the pitch black, but it soon starts to overcome him. And then when all hope looked lost and a large column of fire was heading his way, the whole scene stops. Kaido decides that whatever happened, if it ever happened, must have been a memory from another time. He sees in the distance of this image, dragons focusing their fire in a city in the distance, but then it all disappears and the room changes back to a more default look, as if it was just playing a game with him. Kaido can still feel a new shadow slowly moving towards him, and as the form got within reach, Kaido punched the form that turned out to be Jace Bellerin. Kaido and Jace squabbled over their last meeting on New Phyrexia, and before they could get into it, a new form was approaching, and they decided this fight could continue later. Heading back to the library, where Tyvar and Zimone last were, we see Zimone scouring through the shelves for books, and Tyvar carrying them for her. Tyvar set them down on a large table, and Zimone started going through them, trying to find any information about the history or past owners of the house, or who lived in it. As Zimone delved deeper, the library started to distort, and sound started to grow. Zimone hid behind Tyvar as he stared into a shifting portal from one of the bookcases ahead. A beast with long spider-like legs, 6 eyes, and distorted limbs all over, came after Tyvar, almost snapping his neck, if not for his quick thinking. Continuing to go after this beast, Tyvar picked up a bust and started to become stone. After a few more blows and a precise foot crash right through the center of the beast, it goes limp. As Zimone and Tyvar are talking, they turn to see the beast starting to reform, pulling its blood back into its body, its chest pushing outwards, preparing to come after them once again. Tyvar and Zimone decide that heroes' stories are best told alive and run off. And that is the story summary for Episode 3, Don't Look Back. I hope you enjoyed. This was a very fun chapter. Chapter 4 is coming up next, and I hope you'll check that out as well. Or if this is the first one you check out and want to know the story summary for the first 2, go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel. With that, I would just like to say thank you so much for watching. Comment down below on what you think of the story or the set in general. And if you'd please leave a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe. That would mean the world to me, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Now today's Scryfall card of the day is Devious Cover-Up. Widow Weber's new scarecrow seemed to attract more crows than it scared off. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you later, Planeswalkers.